Hey guys, how you doing? This is Long Haul Larry, Big Blue. It is Saturday. Hope you guys are having a good Saturday. August 18, 2018. 8/18/18. There you go. It is 6 p.m. 77 degrees. And we're about 20 miles away from Columbus, Ohio. I made her to the pilot just back the road there. Was able to take my break. Just got up and we're gonna get on rolling. I'm doing a split sleeper burst, so I didn't get enough hours back to make it all the way to Shawano. But I woke up and couldn't go back to sleep, so I figured, why not? Let's go. So I figure I'll run her, and I got enough hours to get up past Chicago plenty. I should get up almost to Milwaukee, and I'm going to run out of hours, and I'll have to do a 2-hour break, and then I'll get the hours back and continue on. But I've given you guys a couple stories of some stuff that has like scared me, some little frightful situations I've had. I've given you guys a few of those stories, and I got more of those. But I think what I'm thinking about is I'll tell you guys some stories, some funny stories, some funny things that happened to me out there. Trying to think of it in order in my head. Let's start with Swift. And this definitely statute of limitations. John thinks I'm nuts for telling you guys this stuff. But hey, it's been so many years. Can't be prosecuted anymore. I was a lot younger and a kind of a young kid out here running around and having some fun and stuff, and just the way it happened. If you are a JBG Travels subscriber, you may have heard this story a little bit in one of our conversations. In the past, I've talked about working for Swift, and I had a really good friend of mine. We were close friends, and we went through the whole training process together at Swift. And we went through the whole training thing, went through the trainer deal, and when they put two students together, they put us together in a truck. And we did all that, and then we got our own solo trucks. After that, they continued to keep kind of running us together a little bit. And I don't know, it was fun, it was good. They kind of gave us the same loads, and we just kind of ran together. I don't know if they usually do that and stuff, so you can kind of feed off each other, but you're solo, but you got, somebody else is there with you. I actually need to be in that right lane. But I can see this is going to happen. I knew there was going to be cars out. It's just, I got to get out. I can't be in this line. So, let's see if I can feed my way back over. I got to get over. There we go. Did everybody have fun with that? Did everybody enjoy the racetrack just now? But we were running together. I don't remember exactly where it was. It was somewhere out west. And we were driving along, and it was the middle of the night. There was nobody around. It was just me and him going down the road. And he was behind me, and we were going through this construction zone. And all the barrels, set up. And it was down to one lane. And they had all the barrels all lined up. And we both had CBs, and we were sitting here talking and everything. All right, car, I am coming over. There's your notification. So, and we're driving down through there, and it's single lane, orange barrels lined down the road, both sides, and we're talking back and forth on the CB and us, and I don't remember who came up with the idea, but it was, who can hit a barrel and launch it the furthest? But you couldn't just run into it. It wasn't that you just run into a barrel of your truck, and mess up your bumper or something. You had to clip it, and launch it through the air. I know. Okay, like I said, I was young, but we're driving on through there, and as we're going through, and you kind of try to time it, and then you give the steering wheel a little turn, and it would throw your trailer over. And you would try to time it just right so that your tandems would come over and just catch the barrel, and then boom, it would launch that barrel through the air. And we did it a couple times and stuff, and we're laughing back and forth. Nobody else around, just us, all good, just messing around. Don't fire me, Swift. But we go driving through, and we get through this construction and everything, and we came out of it, and there was a scale just down the road. And we go down, and we come into this scale, and we came into this scale. There was nobody around, but the scale was open, and there's no other trucks. We were just out there all by ourselves in the middle of the night, and it was open, and we went right in, and it pulled us right into the scale. There wasn't a bypass. He just pulled right up on. And so I came in first, and I pulled up on the scale, and the scale guy was not sitting inside the shack. He was actually standing out on the curb. I thought, this is a bit strange. And so I pulled up, and I rolled down my window, and I pulled up on the scale and stopped. It had the weights all there, and I was fine. And he looked at me, and he goes, pull around the back. It's like, all right. So I started pulling away, and I got on my CB, and I'm like, dude, he's pulling me back. And he's like, oh, you overweight or what? Your weight's not good? I said, no, I'm fine. So I pull around the back and stuff. My buddy pulls up on. He gets up on there, guy goes, pull around back. Gets on the CB. Dude, they're pulling me back too. Like, I don't know. Who knows? Whatever. So we're sitting there behind the scale, and then the guy closes the scale. I noticed that. And I was like, oh boy, this is not going to be good. Guy comes walking back. He comes walking back there, and me and my buddy were getting all our paperwork together and logbooks and everything. Getting ready for this inspection. We're figuring it's going to be a big ordeal here. This guy's really going to come after us. And he comes walking back there, and I open up my door. How you doing, officer? Here for my license and paperwork and everything. He goes, I don't need that. He goes, come on. I'm like, all right. I get out the truck, and he has my buddy come out. We're standing there, and he goes, so you guys having fun tonight? And we're like, sure. And he goes, were you guys going through a construction zone back there a little ways? Like, yeah. He goes, were you guys hitting barrels? I don't think so, officer. And he goes, really? He goes, well, how do you explain this? And he's like, come here. And we walk back, and my buddy, his truck, in between the tractor and the trailer, there was an orange barrel shoved down in there, all crunched up, and it was stuck in between his tractor and trailer. We just kind of went, I don't know, officer, how that appeared there. And he's in us, and he goes, listen, he goes, somebody saw you guys messing around, hitting barrels and stuff like that. And he goes, and they called in. just looked at me, and I'm thinking, oh boy, we're going to jail. This is terrible. We're going to get busted so bad. We're in such trouble. And I said, a guy looks at us and goes, pull the orange barrel out, and he goes, and get out of here and stop being knuckleheads. And we just got okay, officer. And I turned around and I said, where do you want the orange barrel? He goes, I don't care, throw it anywhere. He goes, just pull it out of there. And so we went back there, yanked it out of his truck, and we're like, we're getting out of here. And we took off. So it was pretty funny. We had a good laugh about that one. It was pretty funny. I'll tell you guys about another one. Another statute of limitations event here. Anybody, I got some guys, some subscribers and everything. There's been comments about it and everything. In the old days and all this stuff. I always get the old days. Well, in the old days we did this. I'm like, I did it too, Been doing this for 20 years almost. It's I know what you're talking about and stuff. But paper logbooks. People say that. I used to run two logbooks. Blah blah blah. All this stuff. Yeah. Used to do all that. Used to run a couple logbooks. You try to keep one current, so in case you get pulled over, you hand that logbook to the DLT guy, and hopefully it all pans out. I got pulled over once. It was right just north of Washington, D.C. I had been running. I ended up out in Pennsylvania. I had actually 3 logbooks running at the same time. And I got out there. I had been running so hard. I was over hours on every logbook. There was no way that I could make a logbook right. It just wasn't going to happen. And I got out there, and the company was like, hey, we got this load. It was on Allentown. He goes, I got this load in Allentown. Needs to get just south of Washington to deliver first thing in the morning. And I was like, and I rolled in there, and they saw me, and they were talking to me, and they're like, can you run this? Can you get this down there? And I'm like, I really don't have any hours at all. And they're like, oh, we really, really need somebody, And they kind of gave me a little bonus and stuff if I would do this. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. So I took off, and I kind of looked at my logbooks real quick, and I'm like, there's just nothing I can do. I can't make any logbook work. There's just nothing I do. I was like, forget it. I'm just going to run it. And I'll get down there and do a full shutdown and try to figure something out with logbooks and get them all straightened back out again. And so I took off running. And I'm running down, and I looked at my little hashtag GPS, paper GPS. And I looked on there, and I saw there was a scale that I was going to be going through. And so I was like, whew, I want to get around this scale. So I looked at it, and it looked like there was a little road that went right behind the highway, and you could just go right past the scale and then come back over. And I was like, cool, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm running down. I jump off on this little road. And, it's probably 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, something like this. Jump off on this little road, and as I'm going down the road, there's signs like every 100 feet. No trucks. You're not allowed to be here. Basically because it's a road that you could bypass the scales. And so they were all no trucks. I was like, well, I'm already on it. I'm going. And so I'm cruising on this road, and I'm looking at my map and everything else, and I'm looking at where the scale is, and I'm trying to judge distance and everything. And I came up to this little road, and I'm like, I think this is that road, and it's going to cut me back. It's just going to be south of the scale. I'll be good to go, get back over to the highway and take off. So, hopefully this car is going to keep going and driving right next to me, speeding up, slowing down, and pinning me in that center lane there. So I turned on this little road and I cut back over to the highway. And it was only like a mile or so to get back over to the highway. And I come out onto the highway and I see the on-ramp, and I turn onto the on-ramp and I look down right at the end of the on-ramp. As I turn, I look down, right there's the scale right at the end of the on-ramp. I was like, oh no! And I kind of just turned and I stopped and I didn't stop, but I just took my foot off the gas and I was like, what do I do? What do I do? And I kind of glanced on there and looked, and there was it's a small scale, and same thing, there was a guy standing out by the scale, and he was standing out there and he was looking right at me, and I was like, oh my goodness, I am so done. So I put in gear, rolled it on down, rolled it into the scale and everything, and it was probably like 4 in the morning, something like that. And I pulled up, rolled my window down, and I had all my logbooks sitting up here. I had 3 logbooks up above me, and I had none of them current. None of them were good. I hadn't filled them out for hours. And I pulled up on the scale, I rolled my window down, I pulled up to the guy, and the guy had a flashlight in his hand. And he shined a flashlight at me, and he shined it back in my sleeper. And I pulled up, and he's like shining at me, and I'm like, okay. And he goes, and I said, how's it going? He goes, good. He goes, you got any passengers? I said, no, I ain't got no passengers. I said, have a great day. And I put it in gear and I started to roll away. And the guy was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And he's like coming out, he's like running after me on the side of the scale. And he's like, well, where are you going? I said, oh. I said, I thought you were just asking if I had any passengers. And he goes, no. He goes, give me your logbook. He goes, give me your load papers. And I'm like, oh, all right. And I handed him my load papers, my bills. And I reached up and I just went, this one. And I grabbed the logbook. And I said, here you go. And he opened it up and he was sitting there, and there was a younger guy. And he sat there and he like opened up the pages. He's looking at it. And then he'd flip back and look at a page before. And I said, listen. I said, I'm not current. I said, I was up. I said, my company, they had a terminal up there in Pennsylvania, just up in Allentown. And I says, they came out and said this load fell off. It's got to get down here. It's going to be just on the south side of Washington. And I said, tell you the truth. I says, I didn't even take the time. I just hooked up to it and ran. I didn't take the time to update my logbook. And I said, I want to get down through Washington before rush hour and get, close to this place. And I says, and then I'll shut down and fix up my logbook and get it all straight. And I said, so that was my plan. I said, so I'm not current. And he kept flipping back and forth in pages and looking at things and like acting like he's counting stuff and everything. And I sitting there and I said to him, I said, if you want, I said, I can pull over on the side of your scale right here and try to update my logbook right now. And he goes, no. He goes, traffic's going to start coming here. And he goes, I'm going to need the room for the trucks, DOT and stuff. He goes, so I'm going to need the room. So, and I said, he hands me my logbook back and he goes, yeah. He goes, go ahead. And he goes, just go ahead and go. And he goes, when you get down there, he goes, I understand what you're doing. And he goes, when you get down there, just get it all updated. I was like, okay. The logbook that I gave him hadn't been filled out for 2 days. And I was just like, okay. And I took the logbook and I put it back up. And I threw it back up there. I said, see you later. And I sucked that sucker in gear and I started rolling. I was getting out of there. I started running away and I got maybe 10 feet and I hear, whoa, 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 whoa. And I was like, oh, no. And I stop and everything else. And he comes running up to my truck again. And I said, what's up? And he goes, let me see that logbook again. I was like, all right. And I'm thinking, oh, he finally caught on. So I reach up and I grab the logbook. Except I grabbed a different one. I gave him one logbook that wasn't filled out for like 2 days. Then I gave him a logbook that I had filled out from the day before. Completely different logbook. And I gave it to him. And he opened it up and he flipped the page, flipped back. Oh, he goes, that's what it is. He goes, you're in a different time zone. That's what's confusing me. He goes, yeah, you're all good. And he hands it back to me. Well, I threw that thing in gear. See you. I took off out of there. Rolled out of there fast as I possibly could. Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe that. Once in a while, you get a little lucky. Yeah, my younger days, I was young and dumb, I guess we'll say. Running as hard as you possibly can and really don't make much more money, to tell you the truth. But me and my buddy, we used to have fun running together. Well, there was a couple of logbook stories, little things that happened to me that I kind of sneaked through. And the one with down there by Washington, that logbook, the issue that I had, that one was really funny because my buddy who worked for Swift, he was down in Mississippi, and he got pulled into a scale, and they DOT'd him, checked his logbooks and everything, and they said that his logbooks didn't match up from like 5 days earlier. That time or something didn't match, didn't make sense. So they shut him down for 10 hours. Here I was running logbooks that weren't even close to being even close. And this guy was like, oh, it's the time zones that's messing me up. Okay, you're good. That makes sense, be honest with me. So there you go. Trying to get you guys distance, I just fired up Aaron. Alright, let's see what Aaron says I got left. And here's the really funny thing. If you're a new subscriber, you probably don't know what I'm talking about when I say Aaron. Aaron is my Overdrive 7 Pro GPS, and I nicknamed it Aaron. The reason why it's nicknamed Aaron is because that was the terminal manager at JB Hunt. That was his name, was Aaron. And just like him, sometimes my GPS kind of annoys me. So I named it Aaron. There you go. But Aaron is actually learning my routes now. It would never ever route me this stuff. It always fights me whenever I try to go back roads and all this other stuff. It's crazy. But now that I've been going 70 to 270 and 33 up to 127 and 30 and all this, now all of a sudden this time it gave me that option. So I guess it's finally figured out, hey, this guy wants to go this way, let's route it this way. So it's telling me that I have 570 miles to go to our destination of Reinhardt and Shawano, Wisconsin. So we'll be running that on and up there. Like I said, we'll make her north of Chicago towards Milwaukee, and then I'll have to shut down for a 2-hour break, and then that'll give me enough hours to continue on and get on up to Shawano. So I'll let you guys go. I hope that everyone out there is having themselves a great day, a great night as you're watching this here video. If you are not, sorry, I can change that. Try it all over again tomorrow. It's the only thing we can do. So I shall catch you guys later. Bye.